Hi, I'm Simon Mulcahy, Salesforce's Chief Innovation Officer, and I'm delighted to talk to you today about digital transformation. Well, Salesforce has learned an enormous amount over the years about what successful digital transformation looks like. We've synthesized this into a powerful tool we call the Customer Transformation Framework. And what that does is it breaks down the 5 major disciplines that companies need to establish in order to ensure success. So today, I'd like to share 3 specific insights into this with you. Now, most organizations' primary use of technology has historically actually been to drive internal productivity, and it stands to reason. The most efficient and productive way of leveraging your people is the best. And the more efficient and the more productive your people and your processes are, the lower your cost base. So let's start with that as kind of the bottom axis line here. And that shows employee effort. And on the right extremity, we have a completely manual business with everything done by people, 100% employee effort. This is a highly manual business. Think of it like a sports team where competitiveness is defined by the talent you hire. You have to win the war for talent here. And on the left, you have a completely automated business with almost zero employee effort. Now, technology allows you as an organization to move down this line over time from the right to the left by increasing productivity. So that's what this axis is, customer effort, with an effortless customer experience here at the bottom, an incredibly onerous experience, lots of effort up at the top. The customer-focused teams do amazing things to reduce customer effort. Amazing initiatives there. But that single-minded focus on this invariably leads to rising internal costs. It leads to concierge approaches that actually skew effort because it places more effort on others internally, and you end up employing individuals to engage the customer, which increases costs and lowers productivity. So you inadvertently create that skew. Alongside this, you might have a separate team doing a completely different program focused on employee effort. You want to move the arrow in that direction. Again, amazing work on the surface, but what you see time and again is a similar skew. Great progress on the surface maybe, but the customers are asked to fill out forms. They're navigating really onerous call routing systems, and this reduces employee effort naturally, which is great, but it innocently then places more effort on the shoulders of your customers. So again, it skews it in the wrong way. So is there a better way? Well, if you were to start a business today, you'd actually start it down in the bottom left. Uber, Amazon, just think of all the fintech companies, the insurtech companies, the health tech companies that have arrived recently and done very well. All of them would be built down here. Low customer effort, low employee effort. And here's what's important. It's easy for the Uber driver to find a rider, and at the same time, it's easy for the rider to find that Uber driver. Both are true at the same time. So the question is, how can you take your organization from up there at the top right, diagonally down to there on the bottom left on that path? You'll start off digitizing a number of overly manual processes, reducing the number of systems involved, for example. You'll aggregate data more effectively to build a deeper single customer profile, a single source of truth. The second diagram I have for you is kind of a follow-on from that. It's how you engage your employees. And we call this one team aligned around the customer. Well, most organizations are designed based on a very hierarchical model with the CEO at the top here and a pyramid of people below with the most junior people at the bottom. Teams will probably operate in silos as this specialization, of course, drives efficiency and productivity that we've striven for all these decades. And on the surface of this all looks nice and normal. However, what this model does is reinforce a top-down flow of information. The best ideas and directives are perceived to flow from the top down to the bottom. In a world where the customer is at the center, though, it turns out that this model doesn't work as well. Well, why is that? Well, because the most important people in your organization are those who are closest to the customer. And where are they? They're at the bottom. The most important thing you can do is empower these people at the bottom to be able to bring the full power of your organization to bear on making the customer successful, on really helping the customer solve their job. And those people can't do it on their own. This is hard to do unless your organization begins to value feedback from the front lines. Meaningful volumes of information need to flow in a different direction, from the bottom up to the top, so that customer insights can flow up and then really trigger action. Teams need to be able to form quickly around these kind of specific challenges and then actually dissolve once the need's gone. And in order to do this, you kind of do need a few important components. The first is a clear customer-centric vision from the top, from your leadership team, that really aligns your culture, gives you a vision, almost a clear picture of what you're going to do as an organization. The second, connected to that then, is collaboration tools that allow you to rapidly form those new teams around customer problems, arm the right people with the right insights, track engagement progress, and share information in real time. The third, again connected to that, is a single unified view of the customer profile that's shared across your whole organization. Everyone can then be on the same page with a shared single view of the truth. And then fourth, you need to introduce some new executive roles that actually will help reshape the organization around new ways of working. And these include things like the Chief Customer Officer, the Chief Digital Officer, the Chief Data Officer. So there you go, one team aligned around the customer. The third diagram then I'll show you is really focused on how you make decisions. You need to be able to sense and respond to the change in the market as quickly as possible. And data lies at the heart of this. Every company has it, but few really capture it or use it in the right way. Now, you hear a lot of executives talk about building data lakes and applying AI to the problem. But actually, there's a more fundamental way of thinking about this that's actually important for you to hear. While the amount of data you have is actually incredibly important, don't start there. Instead, think of earning a small amount of really good feedback from your customer. And I said the word earn carefully because the customer should really feel like you've done something to earn it, because they need to value it. And how do you then turn that data into actionable insight, something that can improve your business? And then how do you turn that insight into action? Because if you do that, you'll prove to your customer that you are actually listening, and in turn, you'll earn more data from them. Now imagine doing that not just once, but for thousands or millions of pieces of customer feedback. Well, then you'll have a system in place to take data at scale, make sense of it, turn it into actionable insights, and then, well, act on it. Now you can apply the data lake and the AI to supercharge things. Now, this might sound simplistic, but so many companies are so in awe of their own products and services that they don't stop to see if customers' needs have actually changed. You can have great data, great insights, and even great action. But if your culture rewards information hoarding, if people use information as power, then it won't flow quickly around your organization. You really need information transparency. We call that a data culture at Salesforce. The more access there is to data at every level of your business, the more people you'll then have naturally interpreting that into insights. And then the faster people can turn those insights into action. In this world of accelerating change, those organizations who are sensing and responding to change better and faster than their peers will for sure be the most competitive. So there you go. There are 3 ways of kind of looking into the world of digital transformation. It's not just about applying digital to the problem. You'll end up just translating the analog into digital. You need to think differently about things. And hopefully these diagrams you can reuse to help you on your journey to, I'm sure, a very successful digital transformation. Thank you very much.
Everybody knows they have to be combined, but what do you think makes it not working together? And how do you overcome those? No, this is my data.
Yeah, totally. Well, it all starts, and it's nobody's fault either. That's very important to say. It's nobody's fault. But when you start a business decades ago and you have one business unit, they manufacture a product, they manufacture this, and they then sell it. And so they build their go-to-market, they have their data, they have their IT organization. Then another department comes along through acquisition or separate that now sells this. This business will compete internally, and they will have their own systems and their own data and their own customer touch point. Now, it turns out that the customer can be the same,
right?
And yet the business who owns both of these will not know that I own both of these. They'll treat me as two separate customers. Or the way I describe it is you have sales knocking on the door while customer service is ringing the phone, while marketing is trying to stick something under the door. Even sales, service, and marketing are on different pages. And this is just the way that we've operated because everybody operated in silos of efficiency. But it was all from the point of view of just execution. That world is now gone. That's dead. You have to do that basics. Now, the question is, how do you leverage what you understand, what you know about the customer, so that your selling, servicing, and marketing experiences can all help the customer? That means they need to be brought together. It means that if you know the customer has bought this, then you have the opportunity to sell them that. Here's a really powerful statistic, very, very powerful statistic. A customer of yours who has one product of yours is worth 1x to you, the exact value of that product. If a customer has two of your products and you know it, that customer is worth 5x to you. So you should not be thinking about finding more customers to sell this. You should be thinking your business problem that you should be addressing is not sell more of these. Your business problem is, how do I sell these and then convert them to this? That's your business problem. That means your business problem is, how do I create 5x value customers, not more 1x value customers? It's a different way of looking at the problem.
The World Knowledge Forum